Langshan's scenic area. Deep within the ancient heart of Hunan province, where mist curls through valleys and echoes ride the wind, lies one of China's most awe-inspiring natural treasures, Langshan Scenic Area. Stretching across more than 116 square miles, this land is not merely scenic. It's a monumental archive written in stone, shaped over millions of years by time, water, wind, and myth. Langshan is part of the Danxiao landform, a rare geological phenomenon found in only a few places on Earth. But here, it becomes something almost fantastical. Jagged limestone peaks rise like stone guardians, piercing the clouds with their sharp silhouettes. Cliffs plunge into forested gorges with the elegance of ancient scroll paintings, while peculiar rock formations, the landscape, some shaped like towering pagodas, others like slumbering beasts or frozen waves. Each formation seems to carry a story: a dragon sleeping, a monk meditating, a couple in eternal embrace, etched silently into the red rock. The terrain is at once rugged and sacred. Ancient temples cling to cliff sides, defying gravity and time, their wooden beams whispering the prayers of generations. Colorful prayer flags dance in a mountain breeze, their tattered edges telling tales of devotion and hope. Stone steps, carved by monks and pilgrims centuries ago, lead visitors along narrow ridges and hidden paths, guiding them not just through the landscape, but into its soul. As you ascend, the world below recedes. Panoramic viewpoints offer breathtaking vistas, endless green valleys, silver waterfalls tumbling in silence, distant mountains shrouded in mist like a forgotten kingdom. At dawn, the sun washes the peaks in gold and crimson. At dusk, shadows stretch long, and the land seems to hum with ancient energy. But Langshan is not only a marvel of nature, it is a vessel of culture and legend. Local folklore speaks of immortals who once dwelled here, leaving behind echoes in the wind and footprints in stone. Ruins of lost dynasties hide within the woods, barely visible to the hurried eye, but vibrating with untold stories. Elders in nearby villages still tell tales of sacred animals and guardian spirits, of monks who vanished into the cliffs seeking enlightenment. Today, Langshan is a living canvas, a place where geology and spirituality intertwine, where each tree, boulder, and ripple of water seems alive with history. It's a destination for adventurers, artists, seekers, and wanderers, anyone drawn to the mystical, the majestic, and the deeply meaningful. To walk Langshan's paths is to journey not just through space, but through deep time and deeper stillness. It's a place that listens, that watches, that waits, not to be conquered, but to be understood. Shenangjia Ecotourism Area. Hidden in the mists of central China lies a world few have truly explored, and even fewer can fully describe. This is Shenangjia Ecotourism Area, a vast and mysterious landscape located in the northwestern mountains of Hubei province. It is not merely a destination. It is a realm of legend, wilderness, and a timeless dance between man and nature. To enter Shenangjia is to step into a living myth. Here, the world feels untouched by modern time. Mountains soar nearly 10,000 feet into the heavens, shrouded in swirling clouds and bathed in silence. Ancient forests spread across the land like green oceans, some trees standing sentinel for over 1,000 years. The air is cool, laced with the scent of wild herbs, pine needles, and distant rain. It is the kind of place where you instinctively whisper because shouting might disturb something sacred. Water is everywhere. Crystal streams weave like silver threads through moss-covered stones, and thundering waterfalls tumble down vertical cliffs, filling the air with their mighty roar. The sound of rushing water, chirping birds, and rustling leaves becomes a natural symphony, reminding you that in Shenangjia, the forest breathes. But what makes this place truly magical is its incredible biodiversity. Shenangjia is one of the most important ecological reserves in all of China and the world. It is home to more than 3,700 species of plants, including rare medicinal herbs once used by ancient Chinese healers. Over 1,000 species of animals live here, from colorful butterflies to predatory birds that soar above the canopy. And then there are the stars of this wild kingdom, the golden snub-nosed monkeys, whose brilliant fur and playful energy light up the forest like living lanterns. Few places on Earth allow such close encounters with these rare creatures, who leap effortlessly from branch to branch, curious yet shy. And deep in the heart of this emerald world, giant pandas, the shy guardians of Chinese wilderness, are said to roam freely, hidden from the eyes of the world. Yet for all its beauty, Shenangjia is also a place of deep mystery. Locals speak in hushed tones of the Yeren, the wild man of China. Described as a tall, hairy creature walking upright like a man, it has been part of the region's folklore for centuries. Sightings continue to be reported even today, with footprints, hair samples, and even video footage fueling the mystery. Some scientists dismiss it. Others come here to seek the truth. But whether real or imagined, the legend lives on and has become part of Shenangjie's soul. And beyond the Yeren, other myths breathe through these trees. The very name, Shenangjia, honors Emperor Shennong, a semi-divine figure from Chinese legend who taught the people how to farm and heal using plants. According to the tale, he roamed these forests, tasting countless herbs to understand their powers. It is said he discovered both cures and poisons, sacrificing his own body for the knowledge of others. His spirit, locals say, still watches over the mountains, guiding those who seek truth and healing. But this place is not only for legends or scientists. It is for seekers, for those who long for stillness, for air untouched by pollution, for stars that shine without the stain of city light. For those who want to stand in the middle of a trail, surrounded by ancient trees, and feel the world slow down to its original rhythm. Shenangjia is a place where time feels suspended, where you can walk for hours and encounter no one but your own thoughts and the heartbeat of the earth. In spring, wildflowers bloom across the valleys, painting the land in soft pastels. In summer, the dense greenery becomes a cool refuge from the heat. Autumn sets the mountains ablaze with gold, orange, and crimson, while winter cloaks the peaks in silent snow, turning the entire landscape into a sacred white dream. Stone Forest. Deep in the mystical heart of Yunnan province, far from the bustle of modern life, lies a world where stone rises like trees and silence hums with ancient whispers. This is the Stone Forest, or Shilin, a place so surreal, so impossibly sculpted, it feels like you've wandered into the pages of a forgotten myth. Here, limestone spires jut from the earth in dizzying formations, some reaching up to 131 feet high. These aren't just rocks. They're blades, towers, spears, and thrones. Nature's architecture forged over 270 million years, shaped by wind, rain, and the slow, patient hand of time. From a bird's-eye view, it resembles a petrified army, millions of silent sentinels frozen in a moment of eternal watch. But walk among them, and something deeper emerges. The air is cool and quiet beneath the towering monoliths. Narrow stone corridors wind between giant columns, leading you through shadowed halls and sudden clearings, where strange shapes emerge from the rock. A crouching tiger, a dancing maiden, a great stone bird poised to take flight. These are not mere coincidences. They're legends carved in silence, fables etched in fossil. And among all the stories told here, none is more enduring than that of Ashima, a young girl of the ethnic minority whose love for a mortal man defied the will of the gods. pursued, forbidden, and finally lost to the fury of divine wrath. She was said to have turned to stone in sorrow, her figure forever frozen in the forest. Locals say her silhouette can still be seen among the peaks, gazing out over the stone realm she once called home. Her tale, like the landscape itself, is a tribute to the endurance of love and the power of resistance. As the sun begins its slow descent, golden light spills across the spires, casting long shadows that dance like spirits. The entire forest seems to come alive, glowing in hues of amber and silver, a labyrinth of stone and story. At twilight, the rocks become something more than geology. They become guardians of memory, each one a silent witness to the rise and fall of empires, the passage of time, and the quiet beating of the Earth's ancient heart. But the wonder of the stone forest isn't just in its visual grandeur. It's in its atmosphere. There's a stillness here that speaks to something beyond the physical, something spiritual, even sacred. Among the E people, this land is more than a curiosity. It is a living legend, a sacred geography where the boundaries between earth and sky, past and present, mortal and myth, blur like mist at dawn. Mount Mayan, high above the sweeping plains of Shandong province, where the sky opens wide and clouds drift like silent ships, rises a mountain both majestic and mysterious, Mount Mayan. Soaring to a height of 8,370 feet, this towering peak is more than just a landscape. It is a living temple of stone and silence, where time slows and the soul awakens. Often veiled in a shifting sea of mist, the mountain seems to float between worlds. On early mornings, the fog creeps between the trees like a breath from the heavens, obscuring the paths and cloaking the ancient rocks in silver silence. At these moments, Mount Mayan doesn't just appear ethereal. It feels sacred, like a bridge between earth and spirit, between the seen and the unseen. In spring, the forest stirs with new life. Vibrant green unfurls on every branch, and the air fills with the songs of warblers and cuckoos echoing through narrow ravines. Summer brings cool mountain breezes that dance through pine needles and over moss-covered stones. Autumn, however, is when the mountain truly burns with glory. Scarlet, amber, and gold leaves set the slopes ablaze, a final fiery hymn before the stillness of winter. And then comes the snow. A soft white hush settles over the mountain, turning it into a dreamscape of glittering serenity. The air grows crisp, the forest quiet, and the world feels freshly made. But Mount Mayan's beauty is not just in its changing colors or rugged cliffs. It lies in its spiritual gravity, a silent force that has drawn seekers for centuries. Legends tell of a Taoist master, cloaked in robes the color of dawn, who climbed Mount Mayan in search of truth. For years, he meditated in solitude, communing with wind and stone. One misty morning, he vanished into the clouds. No one ever found his body, but locals say his spirit still lingers in the mountain's fog, a whisper in the wind, a flicker in the corner of the eye. Some believe that on certain days, when the mist curls just right, you can feel his presence walking beside you. It's not the only story. Hikers, monks, and wanderers have all reported strange moments of clarity, visions, dreams, a sudden release of burdens they didn't know they carried. They speak of a calm energy in the rocks, of ancient vibrations in the air. Scientists might call it coincidence. The devout call it awakening. The trails that wind through Mount Mayan aren't just for walking, they're for wandering inward. Stone steps lead past ancient pines, silent shrines, and hidden caves. Cold mountain springs bubble from secret places said to purify the heart. In quiet clearings, travelers stop to sit and breathe, letting the mountain silence wash over them like water over stone. Mount Mayan is not loud or showy. It doesn't demand attention. It invites it gently, persistently. It teaches by presence, not by speech. It reminds us that stillness is a kind of strength, that clarity can rise from quiet, and that the answers we seek are often found in the space between footsteps and the hush between thoughts. Jang Bulak Scenic Area. Far from the noise of cities and the rush of modern life, nestled deep within the unspoiled beauty of Xinjiang, lies one of China's most enchanting secrets, Jang Bulak Scenic Area. It is not just a place. It is a living canvas where nature and heritage come together in perfect, poetic harmony. Here, the sky stretches endlessly, brushed with soft clouds that drift over emerald grasslands, crystal-clear lakes, and snow-draped peaks that guard the horizon like silent sentinels. The air is pure, crisp, and scented with wildflowers in the spring when the vast plains awaken in a spectacular bloom of color. Come summer, the landscape becomes a painter's dream. Waves of green meadows roll beneath the sun, dotted with grazing horses and the distant hum of folk songs carried on the wind. But Jang Bulak is more than scenery. It's a soulful experience, deeply rooted in the living traditions of the Kazakh people, whose nomadic spirit still echoes across these lands. Their yurts, simple yet elegant, are scattered across the plains like pearls strung by time, offering shelter not only to travelers, but to ancient ways of life passed down through generations. Step into a Kazakh encampment, and you're welcomed not as a guest, but as family. The scent of fresh-baked naan mingles with the aroma of simmering lamb, and the rhythmic beat of the dombra, a two-stringed lute, fills the air. Horse racing, eagle hunting, and colorful seasonal festivals bring these traditions to vibrant life, offering a glimpse into a culture that dances between freedom and endurance. As the sun dips below the mountains, the skies turn from gold to deep indigo, revealing a night sky ablaze with stars. With almost no light pollution, Jang Bulak becomes a stargazer's paradise. Each constellation clear, each shooting star a whispered secret of the universe. But the land tells stories far older than modern memory. Scattered ruins, petroglyphs, and ancient pathways speak of Silk Road caravans, tribal gatherings, and forgotten kingdoms. These relics are not behind glass. They're underfoot, in plain sight, touched by wind and time, inviting you to walk among history as it quietly breathes. For hikers, the trails wind through wildflower-filled valleys and up gentle slopes with panoramic views that stretch into eternity. For campers, it's a place of profound silence, broken only by the murmur of wind through grass or the distant call of a herdsman. For photographers, every turn offers another masterpiece of light and landscape. And for the spiritual traveler, Jang Bulak is medicine, a place where the world slows down, the heart opens, and the soul finds space to breathe. In every season, in every direction, Jang Bulak Scenic Area offers something not just seen, but felt. An intimate dialogue between earth and sky, tradition and time, body and spirit. This is not just a destination for the curious. It's a refuge for the soul, a sanctuary of silence and song, a place where the earth remembers and where you, perhaps, will begin to remember yourself. Welcome to Jang Bulak, where the land lives and invites you to truly live as well. Huishan Town Ancestral Hall. Nestled in the historic heart of Wuxi City, within the peaceful embrace of Huishan Ancient Town, the Huishan Town Ancestral Hall stands as a living monument to the enduring bonds of family, heritage, and respect. Originally constructed in the 14th century during the Ming Dynasty, This venerable hall has witnessed centuries of devotion, becoming far more than just stone and timber. It is a sacred vessel of memory and identity. The hall was built as the spiritual center for a noble family, a place where ancestors were honored with deep reverence, and filial piety was expressed through ritual and ceremony. Over time, Huishan Town Ancestral Hall evolved into a powerful symbol reflecting the core values of Chinese culture, honoring one's lineage, maintaining harmony across generations, and finding strength in the roots that anchor us through life's changes. Approaching the hall, visitors are immediately drawn to its elegant architecture, a harmonious blend of strength and grace. The curved rooftops sweep skyward, their ridges adorned with delicate carvings of mythical creatures that seem to watch protectively over the grounds. Every beam and column is meticulously crafted, telling stories through intricate woodwork and carefully painted details. Dragons, phoenixes, and auspicious symbols woven into the very fabric of the structure. These elements are not merely decorative but hold deep spiritual significance, believed to invite blessings and ward off misfortune. Stepping inside is like entering a timeless sanctuary. The air is filled with the subtle fragrance of incense, curling gently toward the ornate ceilings. Soft light filters through latticed windows, casting patterns on stone floors worn smooth by generations of footsteps. At the center of the hall, an imposing ancestral altar rises, a focal point for prayer, offerings, and remembrance. Here, portraits and ancestral tablets stand as silent guardians, bridging past and present. The hall has borne witness to countless moments of reverence, families gathering to honor their forebears, rituals performed to bless new beginnings, and quiet prayers seeking peace and prosperity. Each visit to this sacred space renews the connection between the living and the ancestors who shaped their world. Yet, the beauty of Huishan Town Ancestral Hall extends beyond its architecture and history. It is embraced by nature's gentle hand, set against the serene backdrop of the Huishan Mountains and ancient townscape. The surrounding gardens and courtyards bloom with seasonal flowers and whispering bamboo groves, creating a tranquil environment where spiritual reflection flows as naturally as the breeze.